Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of steamy drama and intricate emotional storytelling, you've probably seen the 2014 film Addicted, directed by Billy Woodruff and based on the novel by Zane. The movie dives deep into the complexities of relationships, lust, infidelity, and addiction. Today, we're going to break down the film in detail, exploring its plot, characters, themes, and how it tackles important topics like temptation, personal growth, and emotional healing. So, whether you're watching it for the first time or you've seen it multiple times, stick around as we explore the dark and compelling world of Addicted. First, let's start with the plot. Addicted centers around Zoe Reynard, played by Sharon Leal, a successful businesswoman with a seemingly perfect life. She's married to her loving husband, Jason, portrayed by Boris Kodjoe, and together they have a beautiful family. Zoe has it all except for one thing: a growing sense of dissatisfaction and a hidden desire for more. The story begins with Zoe's attempt to regain her confidence after some personal struggles, including an emotional disconnect with her husband. Her need for emotional and physical fulfillment drives her into a dangerous territory: an affair with a passionate artist, Quentin, played by William Levy. As Zoe embarks on this affair, the film explores the consequences of living with hidden desires, making impulsive choices, and the complex psychology behind addiction, not just to sex, but to the adrenaline and excitement that come with it. The film is based on Zane's best-selling novel, and if you're familiar with her work, you know that she's known for creating stories that explore complicated relationships and taboo subjects. In Addicted, Zane dives into the complexity of human emotions, how we balance love, temptation, and personal fulfillment. Let's break down the characters, because Addicted really thrives on its emotional depth and the conflicts each character faces. Zoe is at the center of it all, and her character is both relatable and flawed. At the beginning of the film, Zoe seems to have it all together. She's successful, has a loving family, and is outwardly happy with her life. However, as we dive deeper into the movie, we realize that she's struggling with feelings of unfulfilled desire and a desire to feel alive again. Zoe's husband, Jason, is a good man who loves her deeply. However, his career and commitments take a toll on their relationship, and his inability to understand Zoe's emotional needs creates a rift between them. He's supportive, but there's a clear lack of intimacy and connection in their marriage. This is where Zoe's temptation begins. Jason's emotional distance is the catalyst for Zoe to explore her desires elsewhere. Then we have Quentin, the artist who becomes Zoe's lover. Quentin is everything that Jason isn't: charismatic, passionate, and free-spirited. From the moment Zoe and Quentin meet, there's undeniable chemistry. Quentin represents a way for Zoe to break free from the confines of her life and experience a new kind of excitement. But he's also a reminder that her cravings for excitement and spontaneity come at a cost. But Quentin isn't just a casual lover in the story, he's the embodiment of Zoe's inner conflict. He pushes her to confront her desires and to explore parts of herself that she had long ignored. However, Quentin is also part of the problem. His influence encourages Zoe to indulge her addiction to risk, lust, and the thrill of forbidden love. In a sense, Quentin becomes both a savior and a destructor in Zoe's life. At its core, Addicted is about the consequences of succumbing to temptation and how easily someone can become addicted to the rush that comes with forbidden love. The film doesn't just portray a physical affair, it delves into the psychological impact of emotional and sexual addiction. Zoe's affair with Quentin starts as a way for her to feel desired and alive again, but as the relationship progresses, it becomes clear that her actions are not simply about seeking pleasure. Zoe begins to feel trapped in a cycle where the affair becomes an escape, an addiction she can't shake off. This is where the movie's theme of addiction really hits home. Zoe is addicted to the feeling of being wanted and desired, to the point where it overtakes her ability to think clearly about the consequences. The affair becomes less about Quentin and more about Zoe's own emotional and psychological need for validation. She seeks validation from Quentin in a way she feels is missing from her marriage. This addiction is painful to watch because it isn't just about sex, it's about Zoe losing control over her emotions and her life. She's spiraling into a world where the highs of infidelity overpower the lows of guilt and consequences. Now, let's talk about the strain of infidelity on family dynamics, because this film does a great job of portraying the emotional fallout not just for Zoe, but for everyone around her. Jason, who is still completely in love with Zoe, starts to sense that something isn't right, and the cracks in their marriage begin to widen. As Zoe continues to live this double life, the emotional toll on her family becomes increasingly evident. Her relationship with her children suffers, as her focus shifts to her secret affair. What was once a picture-perfect family begins to show signs of breaking down. This is where the film captures the true cost of infidelity, not just the betrayal, but the emotional destruction it leaves in its wake. The scenes that depict Zoe's emotional turmoil are powerful. You can feel the weight of her actions as she tries to reconcile her love for her family with the desire for something more. This internal conflict is the heart of Addicted, and it pulls the viewer into Zoe's emotional struggle. While Addicted is definitely a provocative story about lust and temptation, it's also a story about empowerment, self-reflection, and the consequences of unchecked desires. Throughout the film, Zoe's journey is one of self-discovery, learning what it really means to be fulfilled, and whether external validation can truly provide inner peace. The consequences of Zoe's addiction come crashing down as she's forced to confront the impact of her actions on those around her. She realizes that in seeking to find herself, she's lost pieces of her soul and hurt the people she loves most. Ultimately, the movie is about redemption and healing. Zoe is forced to take a hard look at her own mistakes and start the difficult process of rebuilding her life. The path to healing isn't easy, and the emotional weight of her decisions is something she has to carry. But it's in these moments of reckoning that Zoe learns a crucial lesson, that self-love, trust, and communication are far more fulfilling than the rush of secret pleasure. The emotional cost of her affair is heavy, but it provides her with the opportunity for growth. So, what can we take away from Addicted? It's a film that explores the complexities of human emotions and desires. It's not just about cheating, it's about what happens when we give in to temptation, how addiction can manifest in unexpected ways, and how the things we think will make us happy often end up causing the most harm. Zoe's journey is a reminder of how easily we can lose ourselves in pursuit of validation, and how important it is to remain grounded in our relationships and values. It's a raw, emotional, and at times painful journey, but it also provides an opportunity for healing and personal growth. If you're a fan of character-driven dramas with complex emotional storytelling, Addicted is definitely worth a watch. The performances are strong, especially from Sharon Leal, who brings depth to a character that's both relatable and flawed. What did you think of Addicted? Do you think Zoe's actions were justified, or was she simply running away from her deeper issues? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more detailed film analyses.